Good morning everybody. So today is Tuesday the 23rd of June and it's another one of those grey days. So today we're going to take a walk just on Cleveleys promenade from the Sea Swallow, but we're going to go south. Now I always get south and north mixed up on this seafront because to me it feels like that way is north and that way is south, but that's just me, Mrs. Left and Right. So this is the corner at the side of the Olympia. That's the super duper case fish and chippy. Most of the shops down here are closed at the moment. That's the lovely clock shelter that we led a campaign to restore. It must be about 5 years ago now as well. Wow. And that looks like somebody's come a cropper on the roundabout. I don't know what you'll think. So these pots are normally looked after by the In Bloom team. We'll have a look and see what's growing in them. So we've got a nice wild poppy. That looks like a common or garden thistle. Some nice chickweed if anybody's got a budgie. Oh, and a little pink. And you can see here actually. Look at all the marigolds that are flowering, and they've just set themselves. They've done really well, but you can see how they're growing at that side of the pot where the wind's blown from that direction, so they've grown on the sheltered side. And look at this. Wow. That's a good advert for what grows on the coast. Now I believe that's called Delosperma. We've got that in our front garden and I know it does grow well. Look at this cheeky little starling. Just oblivious, aren't they? They're so used to people. Bless him. Right, we'll go this way. There's a gentle waft of, I'm not quite sure where it's coming from, it might be taste, but there's a gentle waft of beef burgers and onions cooking. And it's 11 o'clock, it's getting round to lunchtime, so I must admit I'm starting to get a touch hungry, but then that's nothing new because I'm always hungry. It's not eating that's my problem. So this is the plaza area where Terry the ice cream man usually stands there. I would imagine he'll be along later today. There's Kiddies Corner Amusements just at the back of it there. That promenade, if you carry on that way, takes you to the cinema, Jubilee Gardens, the cafe, and then Russell Beat. So that way is the main road to Blackpool. So if you follow that road, you come to Princess Way, which you can park right on the seafront there. And then if you carry on straight along down that road, you will eventually come to Blackpool. And you can just see the top of the Norbreck Castle Hotel. So there you have it. Right, so we'll go up onto the seafront. I've got to say it's a lot more. Oh, just a minute. These, and I'm going to pick this up, I'm going to break my own rule. These are the most lethal thing that there is for wildlife. So I'm going to pop that in the bin. Plenty of bins around, no excuse for dropping litter. Sound like your mother, don't I? There you go, in the bin. It's the best place for that. Normally I'm picking rubbish up everywhere I go. So this is the top of the seawall at Cleveleys. You can see quite a bit higher. If you think that the beach is sea level and then the promenade sort of comes up on a little bit of a crest, and then you can see how low the town centre is and why flooding is an issue in places like this. So today we're going to walk that way and we're going to go and take a look at what's happening. So we've got the flags up for the Seaside Award 2020 and no dogs on the beaches, because now that life is coming back to normal, we're back to the dog restrictions on the beaches. So if you've got a dog, you can't take them on bathing beaches now until I think it's the 30th of September. So this section of Cleveleys seafront, as you can see, has also been rebuilt. This was the last section to be done. They did it in phases. So we've still got these attractive lighting columns and the shelters and the wiggly sea wall. If you saw yesterday's video, you can see now what I meant about this promenade being built to reflect the water, because you've got the steps as your first line of defence. Then if it overtops the steps, it sort of floods across here, and then it's got this little double wall before it becomes a problem and it starts going up over the back. So there's a reason for everything, you see. People always say, oh, why do they do this and why do they do that? And there's usually a reason. You just need to find it. You see, the beach is built up quite a lot here, and that's the best. I keep saying, don't I? That's the best sea defence that you can get. Look how that's coming in. Now, can you see that sandbank? And that, I mean, obviously now that's quite a small sandbank, but that's just how people get cut off. On nice days, they'll be pedalling about and looking out to sea and enjoying the time of their life, and then they've got no idea that behind them there's about 6 foot of water, and they're nicely cut off on a island with a moat round it. So you just need to be careful. Just remember that it's not a grass field, and it changes all the time, because I don't really want you to get washed away or drowned. That would be awful, wouldn't it? So this brown tall thing in front of us is the shipwreck memorial, which we'll be up to in a moment, and that's a memorial to all of the ships that have been wrecked off the coast at Cleveleys. Well, off the Fylde coast actually, because it's got the Blackpool ones on and Fleetwood and St Andrews and whatnot. So it starts at, I don't know, 16 knot blob and goes right down to the river dance, which of course wrecked right next to the statue. Not right next to it as in there, but right next to it as in there. And that was a sight for sore eyes. The best tourist attraction that Cleveleys ever had. It's amazing. So that's always been like that. It was installed and designed to look like rusting metal, because that then mirrors the spirit of the rusting ships underneath the sea. So we'll have a look at that and I'll show you around it. Now, unfortunately, the writing's on this side, so the light's always at the back of it, so you just have to bear with me. Right, so right at the very, very, very top, we've got unidentified 1643, I believe it says. Yeah, unidentified 1643. And then that goes through loads of different ships. 1702, 1839. Now the Abana is, where's the Abana? I know it's at the side of the hall somewhere. I know it's near the hall. I can't quite remember where. No, I've forgotten. And then right at the bottom, right at the bottom, there's the river dance in 2008. And then there's another one there, CDCD Ledini, 2008. Can't remember that one. And when the tide's out and you look through the hole in the middle, that is pretty much where the river dance was. Ah, found it, Abana. Are you ready? It's there. I knew it was on there, and I knew it was near the hall, but I couldn't remember quite where. So the Abana as well, you can see the wreck of it straight through the hole there. When the tide's out, you can actually see it, what's left of it on the beach. And then down the side there's a list, if you want to photograph it or read it, there's a list of all the ships. So it starts with the 1643 ones on that side, and then 1874 onwards is on that side. Goodness me. Oh, here we go. Coco Leone in 2008 was a motor cruiser that ran aground opposite Lytham Windmill. So there you have it. So now we're in Blackpool. So this is the demarcation line. So here we've got the Cleveleys sign, so you know where you are when you see that. And this is the boundary. So you can actually see here that the sea wall changes shape as well. So you've got the steps of Cleveleys at this side. So we've got Cleveleys stepped revetment all the way right up to the cafe. And then from this point going that way where you're in Blackpool, you've got the different design of sea wall. So they're wave breaker units, which are designed to do pretty much the same thing. They reflect the energy of waves as they come in and meet it. So this little building here, I'm not exactly sure what it is, this one, but it's something to do with the sewage works and the underground sewage system, and these are vent pipes. So if you pass underneath them and you get a bit of a whiff, like the one that I've just had, that's why. So I'll just walk a little bit further up here and I'll show you where all the super duper water treatment works are. And we'll go and have a look at Anchorstone Park on a better day when it's sunny. Got to do nice parks on nice days, haven't you? So you can see Blackpool Tower from here. I'm not going to walk right up to the park, but I'll just show you where it is. So Anchorstone Park has been closed for, it must be about 5 or 6 years. It's a long time, because United Utilities have built the biggest hole that you could ever wish to see. So that's a storage tank to collect water and runoff and sewage and everything that comes through the drains when we've got periods of heavy rainfall, because the alternative, if it didn't store somewhere, is to pump it all out to sea, which is not acceptable, not in this day and age. So when they'd finished doing that, they've built a new pumping station and all the assets that they need to make it work. So I'm going to zoom in a minute and show you what we're looking at. But now the park's finished, they finished the waterworks. If you're familiar with this area, you might remember when they'd got all the sheep piles on the beach in the Coffer Dam, and they were doing the beach work and they kept taking diggers onto the beach. This is where that work had been done. So just walk up to these steps, and from there I should be able to show you where I'm talking about at the park. It's quite warm actually. I meant to look at the thermometer in our garden before I came out, and even though it's grey and there's a breeze blowing, it's not cold at all. So it'll be lovely when the sun comes back on Wednesday. We needed some rain though, because the gardens have been blown. I'm just hoping it doesn't rain on me before I get back to the car. I've got my umbrella in my pocket just in case. Spit it a little bit. Tiny little bit of rain goes a very, very, very long way in a wind. So this is Anchorstone Park, that I was just telling you about. Let me just get my mind straight. So can you see the steel curved pipes here in the middle of shot? They're vent pipes to allow the gases out of the system. And the big hole that I was telling you about is just behind that little old square building that's right in the middle of the shot. You'd never know. There's an article about it on the Live Blackpool website, so I'll pop the link in the description and then you can read it, because it's amazing. It's such a big job. And then that's Princess Way, so you can see that you can park your car. And then obviously you can see the Norbreck and Blackpool Tower beyond it. Not a bad view, is it? And that, on the right hand side, at the side of the cliff, in inverted commas, that's Bispam, and that's pretty much the end of Red Bank Road. So you can see that even though you think the coastline's straight, there's actually quite a kink in it. So my loves, that's today's walk. So don't forget what you need to do now. If you've enjoyed watching this, you need to make sure that you've liked it, leave a comment if you've got anything to say, and then subscribe, and then tell everybody that you know about this fantabulous new video channel on YouTube that has got all kinds of really interesting stuff on it. And there's all kinds of really interesting stuff to come. So you have a lovely day. Take care. Stay safe. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Don't forget, tomorrow we're going to Fleetwood. Toodle pip. Bye.